everybody. We are so glad that you are joining us today in our Relo Cairo Mentors platform in today's collaboration with Rukn Yasmine with Yasmine El-Gendy. Rukn Yasmine offers, cultural activities. Excuse me, mute yourselves, guys. Okay. To reduce the background noise. Okay. As we mentioned, that Rukn Yasmine is offering cultural activities and book discussions, movie discussions, and Yasmine Gendi is one of is the leader of this Rukn Yasmine. She's also the World Youth Theater. She is the manager of the World Youth Forum Theater. So welcome, Yasmine, in our second discussion. We are so glad that we are doing something different. We as teachers, for me, myself, actually, I was stressed for a long time. When I watched the movie last time, I was so glad. I feel relaxed. I'm doing something different instead of development sessions and blah, blah. Thank you so much, Yasmine, for cooperating with us and joining us in this activity and events. How are you?
Most welcome, Anan. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your Eid vacation. And let's get it started. I'm super excited to proceed with our culture events in cooperation with Rukn Yasmine. Thank you, Anan, for the introduction. Anan is a very dear friend of mine, and the moment she told me about this cooperation, I was totally in. Yalla bina. So I hope you all enjoy today's session. Shall we start, Anan?
Yeah, please. We can't wait. Yes.
Okay.
Let's go. Do you remember, guys, the movie that we are going to discuss today? Write it in the chat box if you remember.
The screen is clear for everyone?
Yeah, it's clear. Yes.
Okay, so welcome on board in our culture events designed especially for Relo Cairo Mentors platform. As I have just mentioned, it was super exciting to start this cooperation with you guys. For those who are joining us for the first time, I'll tell you in brief about Rukn Yasmine. It's my baby project. It started in October 2014. So yes, next October we will be celebrating our 6th anniversary.
Wow.
Started with book club discussion, and now we are running 5 different activities. Reading challenges, book discussions, workshops, book donation campaigns, and do-it-yourself club. And also we are thrilled to assist other entities and communities to build or to create their own culture activities like our cooperation here. As I have just mentioned, we have many different activities that suits everyone. So whoever wants to join us, these are the 3 main groups for our activities. And of course, you can join our Facebook page, Rukn Yasmine, to get updated and know all about our events, activities, updates, and so on. Today's agenda. We had a little homework last session.
Yes.
It was trying a virtual tour to the Blue House Museum, Frida's Museum in Mexico, and to watch a movie. So I'd like to know who did his homework, who made the best out of his vacation. So guys, if you watched the movie, please type yes in the chat box. If you tried the virtual tour of the Blue House, please share with us in the chat box.
Come on, guys, type your thoughts in the chat box if you watched the movie or you have a tour. Yes, great job, Mr. Tamer. You watched the movie.
Well done.
Yes. Come on, what about the others?
How about you, Anan?
Yes, I do both of them.
Oh, bravo.
I'm a hard worker one.
Bravo.
Yes.
top
But you
achiever.
know, yeah, but you know, I won't just I was about to read more about the you know the Blue House, but actually I did not. I want
It's
to do
totally
so.
okay. I'll take
Yes,
you in a quick tour now.
yeah,
It's
please.
totally okay.
Yes.
So
Here we have Perla. I've been in the Blue House. I watched the movie a few years ago. Great. That's good.
super.
Liana, I'm from Argentina. I haven't watched it. Okay, she
It's
confessed.
okay.
Okay, no problem. You're going to enjoy the discussion with us today, inshallah, Liana. Heba, it's my first time. Unfortunately, I didn't join. Most welcome, dear. Enjoy with us today and join next time. Um, Khamis said he was busy protecting students, recruiting students. Yes, okay, no problem, dear.
Okay.
Okay.
So, well done, everyone who did watch the movie, and who didn't. It's okay. We will talk about it and let you know. Maybe you get excited and watch it after the
Next time.
session.
Yes.
Today's session will be, or today's agenda will be, of course, a brief about Frida, the famous painter, the famous Mexican painter whose house was turned into a museum. I'll tell you briefly about the museum itself and about Frida. Of course, we will move to the discussion of Le Choristes. In brief, whoever watched it, what did he like, what did he dislike, the idea, the concept, and so on. Then, of course, as one of our traditions, we will have a gentle reminder about our code of conduct. And I'll then take you to our next time plan. And last but not least, we will have the group photo. صح يا Anan?
Yes.
Yes,
So
exactly.
let's prepare yourselves and prepare your cameras.
Yes.
Yeah.
First, if you haven't tried the virtual tour, this is how it looked. This is how it looks. Whenever you press the link, you will you will see this screen. This is a screenshot from my virtual tour. Thanks to COVID-19, many museums around the world promoted the idea of virtual tours. So I can here go to a museum in Mexico using my laptop till I can visit the country. There are many museums offering this virtual tours. I can pass you a link with around 10 to 15 museums if you are interested. It's really beautiful, it's really colorful, it's really insightful, and it helps you imagine or a sense of being a tourist. I believe the majority of us miss traveling because of the precautions and COVID-19, the spread of the coronavirus. We can't travel like we used to, so it's a really nice activity that you can do. About Frida, she is one of the most iconic artists in the 20th century. This is her photo. She appeared on Vogue magazine. She's best known for her colored self-portrait. Um, Around 55 of her 143 paintings are self-portraits. And for those who have read about Frida or knows a little bit about her, this is totally understandable. When thinking about how much time she spent on her own while recovering from a variety of health issues. I have read once that she spent over a year recovering from a health issue, and she was only laying on her bed. And so her mother thought that she might bring her a mirror on the top. So that was the only thing she could see or watch for a year. So this is totally understandable. In 1939, the Louvre acquired her painting, the frame. This is the painting I'm talking about. She became the first 20th century Mexican artist to have their work enter into a major international collection. That 1938 self-portrait is now, for whoever is interested, at Pompidou Center in Paris as a part of the Musée National d'Art Moderne. Frida, her work was declared as a part of Mexico's national cultural heritage, and it's really huge and really important for an artist that his country recognize his work and consider it as a part of the national cultural heritage. I believe we have one of our community from Mexico.
Yeah, Perla.
Perla, yes. Maybe she can tell
Right?
us.
Yes, Perla, yes.
Yes, Perla, maybe she tell us how they look at Frida, how they are feeling towards that great artist.
Yes, feel free
Uh,
to unmute yourself, Perla, and join us.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll
Yeah.
be very happy to share a little bit about Frida. She had a very interesting life. I mean, she's a woman that suffered a lot, not only from health issues, but she was deeply and madly in love with Diego, a womanizer. And they had a very toxic relationship, by the way. Okay.
Mhm.
She had an accident when she was a teenager, and probably she was about 16 or 17 years old, I think.
she hurt her
Um,
leg, I guess, in that
yeah,
accident. Hmm.
she actually broke her leg in part and had very serious damage in his spinal cord, and that made her suffer for terrible pain throughout her life. I mean, she spent a lot of her life in bed. And now some people believe that probably she had some type of fibromyalgia because of the severe pain that she went through. She always wanted to have a kid, and she unfortunately had several miscarriages.
Yes.
And therefore, some of her paintings, actually, if you see her paintings, you could see through her eyes all the pain that she went through. Most of them talk about
Perla,
that.
you have been to the Blue House,
Yes, I've been into the Blue House
and how was
a
it
few
like?
years ago. Like going into a different dimension.
Yeah.
You could like try to imagine, the life and that Frida and Diego had in that house. Leon Tolstoy was staying in that house too when he was running away from Russia and from
Yes, I read that.
Stalin's.
Hmm.
Yes, they actually Frida and him had an affair.
Hmm.
um, and it's very Pinterest. It's very colorful.
Yes.
Um, and
And
you
we have
could
some of her outfits in the show in one of the showrooms. She
yes,
was very famous for her colorful outfits, and she loved to wear traditional Mexican.
costumes. Yes, she was very much into that. Although her father was from Hungary, he was a photographer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, and and I mean, her paintings are here in Mexico. I mean, the the funny part is like when she was young, she was under the shadow of Diego because Diego is a great painter too.
Mhm.
And it was until I think she passed away that
The world
that
recognized her work.
yeah, that people started recognizing her work, and that they discovered that she was actually a very talented woman. She was very much into politics too. And they were great people, big people in the Communist Mexican Party here.
Hmm. Thank you, Perla, for the
Sharing your
comments you
experience.
shared. Thank you very much. I hope one day I can visit. I could visit them at the Blue House. Maybe I'll give you a call and meet you there.
Perfect.
Um,
Well,
thank
I don't live in Mexico City. I live a little bit farther from there, but everybody's more than welcome to come to Mexico and visit Frida's and all the museums that Mexico City has to offer to Mexicans and to foreigners too.
Yay.
Great.
Wow.
Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you, Perla. Thanks, everyone. Going back to our presentation, like Perla said, Frida was a very inspiring woman, a very talented woman. Yet the world recognized her work only after her death. In 1990, she was the first Latin American artist to sell at auction for over 1 million. when $1 million, when Diego and I sold for $1.4 million. And this is the painting I'm talking about, Diego and I. This is the museum itself. It's located in one of the oldest and most beautiful neighborhoods in Mexico, Mexico City. The Blue House was made into a museum 4 years after Frida passed away. Diego, her husband's will was to donate the home and its contents in order to turn it into a museum to honor Frida's soul.
Mhm.
As you can see, guys, it's really colorful. It's really bright. It's
Yeah, this is what I like most, actually.
yes,
Yeah, I like the
and blue
colors.
is my
Yeah,
favorite color, so I'm enjoying it really very much.
yeah.
The museum preserves the personal belongingness of Frida, yet it also contains some of the painter's most important works. You can find some of her works. This was in brief about Frida and the Blue House. I hope you guys got excited to try the virtual tour. And when the word when the word
Turns
is
back.
done with the COVID-19, maybe we can visit one day Mexico City, and then we can talk to Perla and meet her there to accompany us during our visit to the Blue House. And now it's the movie discussion time.
Yeah, we have Harold and Nick Cruz. They want to speak. Okay.
Can they write down their questions?
Yeah, please, if you have questions, guys, write it in the chat box until
Yes,
we
I'll
finish
just
our
go
movie
through
discussion.
the discussion, the movie discussion, and then we can get back to you guys.
Yes.
No worries.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so guys who watched the movie, I believe it's we have 2 or 3 people who watched the movie, Les Choristes.
Yes, we have Mr. Tamer Malawi. Yes, he's ready, I think. Mr. Tamer, are you here?
Okay, get ready.
Where are you? Yes, I'm going to unmute you. Yes.
Okay.
Unmute yourself, Mr. Tamer, and join us. Yes.
This is for whoever haven't seen the movie. I'll let you watch now the official trailer of the movie before we proceed with our discussion.
Yasmine, you're muted. Why? Unmute yourself. Yasmine, unmute yourself. Hi. Dear. Come on. Yasmine. Unmute yourself. Yes. You're back. Yes.
Guys, is there a noise you can hear clearly? Because I'm hearing a noise.
Yeah, there is a distortion, yes, somehow.
There's distortion? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But there is no problem, it's fine.
It's okay? Okay.
Start it again. Yes.
So this was the trailer. I believe Anan sent you the link previously. I'm sorry for the distortion. I'm not very good with the technical issues. This is the official trailer for Les Choristes. And this was the official trailer. It's a French movie. It's a French drama movie. That was released in 2004 as an adaptation for another movie which was called A Cage of Nightingales, that was produced 1945. The story itself is inspired by the origin of the Little Singers of Paris. So for whoever watched the movie, do you recall the name of this kid?
Yeah, this was okay. I'm going to let
Come
them.
on, guys.
I'm not going to mention. If you want to answer, just type
No.
in the chat box. Type in the chat box, dears. Do you remember the name of this boy?
I can't hear you.
Come on, Yasmine, can you hear me? Yasmine, hello. Yasmine.
Anan.
Yes, I hear you well.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't know what happened. Okay. So, did you guys recall the name of this kid from the movie?
Yeah, Tamer said, I remember his nice voice.
Yes, he
Don't
had.
you remember his name? It's rhyming with orange.
Yes. Perla.
Morange, yes, very good, Perla. Yes, that's great.
His first name was Pierre.
Uh-huh.
This movie is talking about some orphans, the orphans of the World War II in an orphanage, and they were totally neglected by the society. So these students and the principal are constantly at odds with one another. The principal had his harsh policies. Every act, he only believes that every misbehavior should meet a very harsh punishment.
Yeah.
Until a music teacher, Monsieur Clément, arrives. He believed that he could communicate with those children. He could motivate them, encourage them through art and sports. And I believe that you as teachers, mentors, and educators, you too believe in the same message. There is no need for any harsh punishments or any cruel words for the kids. You can always communicate with them and deliver whatsoever you want to them. So Monsieur Clément starts at this school or orphanages. He has troubles of his own, yet he tries to change the reactionary policies of the school, choosing instead to encourage and motivate his students. His efforts have a particular impact on Pierre, the kid in the photo, as he shows a great musical potential. He has a truly beautiful voice.
Yes.
So we have another kid. Did you recall him?
I remember him. Yes.
Pepin, little
Yeah,
Pepin.
Pepin. I love this kid.
Yes, this kid, unfortunately, his parents passed away, yet he didn't know. Every week, at the same day, he waited at the gate, waiting for his parents to come and take him.
Mm-hmm.
No one at the school, Pepin exactly, no one at the school tried to tell him about his parents, that no one is coming. No one tried to face him with the truth. So at the end of the movie, he was one of the kids who couldn't let Monsieur Clément go. Mm-hmm. And he chose instead to accompany Monsieur Clément in his new journey. Yes. Mm-hmm. As I have just said, the principal only believes that every action, action, reaction, that's all they understand. This was his policy, his procedures. They misbehaved, then they will be punished, and that's it. Mm-hmm. So for whoever watched the movie or either these days or earlier, these are some general movie club questions that can be used as a guide for your review or for your feedback about the movie. Like, what was your favorite part of the movie, the least favorite, your favorite character, the scene that stuck in your mind, the feelings the movie evoked for you, and so on. So can you please, whoever wants to tell us about his experience with the movie, how he felt, and so on, please write down in the chat box, and then
Yeah.
we can proceed.
Tamer will start. Yes, Tamer will
And,
start.
okay.
Yes, okay.
Hi,
Yes,
Yeah,
Dan.
go ahead.
hi, hello everyone.
Hi.
First of all, I'd like to thank Yasmine for this perfect and excellent movie. I liked it very much. I watched it with my wife, and we liked it very much. Okay, I'd like to talk about some points. The first point, the film discussed the importance of education generally and the importance of a teacher in a specific way. Because teachers are the core of education process, those students who were in the school were dealt as a student, weren't dealt as students. They were dealt as naughty boys who must be punished. So when Matthew, the teacher, told them to write about their names, ages, and what they would like to be, no one chose to be a teacher. That was obvious that they didn't like their teachers anymore. Then no one of them wanted to be a teacher, and that shows clearly how their teacher treated them. The film told us that violence lead to more violence, lead to thief, harmless, and other bad things. So at the end of the movie, when that boy who fired the school, it was a result of the way he was treated.
Yes.
Yes.
No one listened to him. No one tried to talk to him and know what does he, how he feel, or what problems he faced. It was always punishment and severe punishments. That was the reason why he set the school on fire.
Yes, I agree with you. And this reminded me with another movie called Wild Details. In the first scene of this movie, the hero collected all people that harmed him and put them on a plane and exploded this plane. Uh,
Wow.
Another thing that when it change came, or I would say something, Matthew could modify the behavior of his children by raising and polishing the positive behavior and neglecting bad things. He neglected all bad behavior from them, and he started to focus on things that are positive in them. He could look inside them and didn't build his attitude towards them upon others' point of views. When change come, no one can stop. Even the teachers who were in the school became to change, and the headmaster became to change, but he wasn't a good man, and he didn't change. Never blame yourself on doing good things, and be sure that you will be rewarded well. Happiness could be a smile from someone loves you, and it could be some nice words from some students you changed their life. And this was clear at the end of movie when Matthew was fired from the school, when his students sent him some sheets of paper to thank him for what he did for them.
That was a very beautiful scene, and when
Yeah.
they sent the letters out of the window, they wanted to say goodbye, they couldn't, so they invented the way of sending him letters to express how much they appreciate him, appreciate his efforts with them. He changed their futures. He made them better human beings. What he did was only listening to them, knowing their problems, guiding them, motivating them. It's one of my top favorite movies, and this was a very, I believe, a very good choice for this community, as you all guys are teachers and educators. You can feel these situations, and of course, you faced many situations like this.
Yes.
Yes. I think this movie has many messages. One of them is a change isn't simple, but it isn't impossible as well. Another thing, the leadership of teachers, and then talent has its power. And this was clear with boy who is Manchu. I don't remember his name. The boy, no, the other
Orange?
boy. Yes, Morange.
Mm.
His
Yeah.
talent forced the teacher to let him join the Institute of Music and go in his way. That was all about the movie, and thank you.
Thank you, Tamer, very much for this review. I'm glad that you and your wife enjoyed watching the movie
Yeah.
and had a really good time. Thanks for sharing with us your thoughts. So, guys, anyone else have watched the movie and wants to share his review?
Raise hands, guys, if you watched the movie and you want to make a review with us. Raise hands. Who's next? Hello.
Uh-oh.
Shall
Some
I
people
do it?
didn't do their homework.
Come on. You were saying that you watched it. Where are you now? Raise
Okay.
hands, guys. Raise hands. Okay. I can be the next till you prepare yourselves.
Okay, go on, Anan, please.
Okay. Actually, I can't agree more with Mr. Tamer. But I watched the movie from another perspective. When this movie started, I found that the school manager or principal, runs this school with a hard-minded attitude. As you mentioned, that action reaction. He didn't try to exert effort to find solution. That's why the students or the children didn't, didn't or hasn't improved yet. So, this movie actually bring a lot of thoughts in my mind. It makes me shiver when I watch it, the time that Monsieur Clément was able to change the life of the students, and they started to make the articraft of the planes, paper planes, okay, and so on. And I noticed that the principal himself in his office tried
Yes,
to
started
make it.
this
Yeah,
regardless.
he was trying to make it like the children. This means that our souls and our spirits are good, but when we prefer our personal favor, okay, so we neglect the others. We became more we didn't think of others. That's why he neglects the children. He didn't try to give them a hand, but he was
He
thinking
didn't.
of
He
himself.
never listened to them. He never
Yeah,
get to know to that. Get to
yeah,
know them.
yeah.
He,
Even Clément, when he was trying, he objected. He said that you are unsuccessful musician. You are not a successful one. Blah blah, and he tried to disappoint him. But when it comes to a very important visit to school, Monsieur Clément, come on, you are going to make a party, and the lesson or the sessions are going to go back again. So because he is very selfish, that's why he was always thinking of himself all the time. He was always thinking of his promotion all the time. He just to go to those who are responsible for the promotion, and he was about to have a party and dinner with them. Then the fire came, and he has to move.
he
But
had,
what I
he never cared for the children themselves. He only
yes,
cared for his position,
yeah,
his image, and how he can get promoted.
yes,
Unlike Monsieur Clément, even if he had his own troubles, he used to be a music composer. Yet he
mhm,
didn't had successful moments. he believed in the kids, and he believed that arts and sports can change their behavior,
Yeah.
can get their energy directed to the right track,
Yeah.
rather than fighting with each other and making troubles.
And
They,
he believed in himself as well. You know, he believed that he can make a change.
of course,
So he didn't care about the principal words and so on, and he tried to make the lessons or the music lessons in private in the rooms and so on, to let them enjoy and have fun and so on. So one more point that I didn't like actually in this movie, the end. I wish that it can be ended with Monsieur Clément, the principal. You know,
okay.
yes, I didn't
This
wish
is
that he,
this is
yeah,
life, dear.
yeah,
This is
unfortunately,
life.
yes,
Yes.
unfortunately, yes,
But it's considered to be a success that he changed the lives of these children, and he had a specific impact, a huge impact indeed, on both Pierre and Pepinou. He
yeah.
adopted Pepinou, and he raised him very well, like his son.
Pierre became one of the most popular musicians in his
Yes, yes.
country after
And
that.
that's
Yes,
thanks to Monsieur Clément. He was the one who discovered his talent. He was the one who encouraged him to do so. He was the one to let him believe in his talent, that he can do something better. He can make a better future.
yes,
Uh, that's how important teachers are. Uh,
yes. This
and
is a
how,
message for all teachers and educators. Actually, never ever hesitate to give a hand for children and to support them. Don't harm them with rough or harsh words. Your words may change the world, actually. You know?
yes,
Yes.
thank
But
you
thank you
very
so
much.
much, Yasmin. I actually appreciate this recommendation of this movie. You know how busy I was, but I
You needed a
stole,
break.
yeah, I stole 130 minutes, you know, by the end of the day, and I watched the movie, and I actually enjoyed it so much. The music itself, you know. One more point, I don't want to take too much time, but one more point, that this movie, you know, reminds me with Charles Dickens' writings and so on, because it reflects how life goes. You know,
Yes,
Charles Dickens always writes some real things that happened actually.
yes.
This movie reminds me with Charles Dickens writing. Thank you so
This
much.
You
Yes,
are most welcome. Thank you for
thank
your
you,
review and comments.
thank you.
This movie was was and still one of my top favorite movies of all time,
Mhm.
and and I totally recommend you guys to start watching movies from other cultures. The majority of us, I believe, are used to watch American movies. Nothing is bad with American movies. We love them, and they are super entertaining, and there are some movies actually are really good and have a message. Yet we need to open our eyes on other cultures. We need to know more about other communities.
Mhm.
So if my comfort zone is Spanish movies, how about French movies? How about Latin movies? How about Arabic movies? There's movie production worldwide, and you just need to look for some recommendations, especially for non-English movies.
Yeah,
I believe you will enjoy it a lot.
we will do this together, inshallah. Yes. Okay. Here we have Perla said that she watched it a few years ago, and she remembers part of it. Okay.
It's
Can
okay, Perla, you can
Yes,
enjoy.
Perla, you can raise your hand, please, to unmute you. Are you here, Perla? Yes. Were you? Unmute yourself, Perla.
And oh,
Yes.
hello, hello.
Exactly.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. We.
Yes.
I as I was telling you, I watched the movie like a few years ago, and it was a very evocative movie. I mean, I can even remind the chills that I got while I was watching it, because as you girl said that we are teachers, and we face this kind of situation on our daily basis. And so what I do remember from that movie is the feeling that I got at the end of it, because I cried throughout the movie.
Yeah.
I really felt it, and it was something amazing, and to think um, about the part that you have as a teacher in the lives of people. I mean, you can change it for worse, you can change it for better, you can make a difference, you can give hope, not only educate, like to get a good job or something. You give them the passion for life itself. So I think that's the best part of this movie. Sorry for the background. I have my little one in here
No
playing
problem.
with his pet.
Yeah.
But that I mean, and I love this type of movie. I mean, I have watched a lot of movies that make reference to the important role that a teacher can have in student life. And every single time that I watch this type of movie, I fall in love with my profession more and more and more. And I always end up crying because I'm very sensitive, especially when we talk about these little people that are there with you in the classroom, right? It's hard not to like put aside those lives when you get home. You're still remembering, just still thinking, what are you going to do next day? What are you going to do in order to like try to fix their lives? But it was a very nice and a very like heart appealing movie. That's
Yeah.
what I remember the most.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Perla. And this is, yes, indeed, you guys have, how can I say it, a message you should deliver towards every single student you face. And it's a huge responsibility. And you guys, your profession is really has a huge impact on many lives. So how lucky are you? You should be proud of yourselves. I think this is everyone who have watched the movie. For the rest, I totally recommend you guys to watch the movie. I believe Anan has shared with you the
The
links.
link. Yeah.
Yes, the link for the movie itself.
Mhm.
I hope you enjoy watching it. And let's move to our code of conduct. Actually, I'm sharing this as a gentle reminder for those who are joining us since the very beginning, and also as for those who are joining us for the first time. It's good to know what is our code of conduct. The objective is to foster an environment that is safe, fun, and conductive to the enjoyment of book and movie discussions among all members of Relo Cairo Mentors platform. Of course, we should maintain an appropriate attitude toward all members, respect the opinions or viewpoints, and understand that it's okay to agree to disagree. Last but not least, we are not discussing any religious or political topics. This activity is focusing on having cultural events and activities for each and everyone that can suit your interest. So what's our plan for next time?
Yes.
Actually, this vacation, we had like a week or so off. So I enjoyed my time reading this book. It was a recommendation from one of my friends. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. In Arabic, it's العادات الذرية. So next time, I'm asking you to read this book. It's available in almost all bookstores. You can, for those who have Kindle, you can find it. It's available online in Arabic and in English, and it provides an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. Actually, I'm not into self-help books yet. This one, I feel it's somehow different. It analyzed with me how I think the steps of creating a new habit or breaking another one, how to make the best use of my new habits, how to create a routine that I'm looking for many years. I'm sure it will be a useful guide for every one of us. It's really motivating. It's really easy. The language is really easy. Everyone can read it. It has some exercises, and it has some links for free printables where you can use to follow with the exercises and the tips, tricks shared in the book. Also, James Clear has a website that's visited by millions all over the globe. You can check it, guys. It's really interesting and have many other resources. He shares on the website tips and tricks, other book reviews, book recommendations, TED Talks, and other inspiring talks. It helps you. I'd like to ask you guys, okay, who has something in mind that he wants to adapt, a new habit that he wants to adapt for a very long time, yet he couldn't do so? For example, I want to wake up at 5 a.m. every day, but I fail. I want to read for 5 minutes daily. I want to meditate for 10 minutes daily. I want to keep a record of my habits, a tracker. I want to sleep earlier. I want to improve the quality of sleeping. I want to eat healthy food and adopt a healthy lifestyle.
I want to read.
I want to start exercising. We have many ideas that we want to start doing, yet we don't. This book will, I believe that it can help many of you to adapt new habits and break the old ones that you want to drop from your daily routine.
That's great.
It's not that long, and I believe we will have time to read it carefully. Please keep a pen or something to take notes with. I believe I have taken so many notes during reading. In order, why do we keep notes while reading? This book is, yes, there is someone who, Perla is super active. She went and shared with us the link for the James Clear Academy for Atomic Habits.
Thank you, Perla.
Thank you. Okay, this is very good. Let me concentrate. Okay, this why I'm taking notes while reading such a book. First of all, I read such books, self-help books, in order to adapt new ideas, analyze them, and start applying them. So if it's helping me to fix a new habit to my daily routine, I'll write down the notes that will help me to apply this trick. We are not just reading the book and forgetting about it afterwards. No, we are reading because it can improve our life. It can help us build or adapt new habits. It can help us to achieve our goals. So this is my recommendation for next time we are reading this book. And as I have just told you, check the website for bookworms. You can find some reviews about the book on goodreads.com. This is the largest website sharing reviews about books worldwide, goodreads.com. We will meet on Tuesday, 1st of September at 9 p.m. And each one of us will have 3 minutes to tell us his review about Atomic Habits. What was it beneficial? What did he apply? What is he planning to apply? And so on. So this is regarding next time. And
for sure, we take this much time because we need time to read, guys. Okay.
Yes.
We're going to skip, yes.
I believe that the majority of us have returned back to work, and we are not. We don't have plenty of time. So 3 weeks will be a very enough. It will be enough time. There will be enough time for reading.
Yeah.
And it's totally okay if you read it in Arabic or in English. Just organize your thoughts and share with us what you think of the book, how it was beneficial to you, or even if you didn't like it, so you can share with us why. And that was for today. If any of you guys have any questions, I'm glad to answer.
Yes, please, dears. If you have any question, just type it in the chat box or raise your hand before we end. Come on, dears.
Yes, Perla is super active. Tamer too.
Yeah, Tamer is one of our first followers with Rukn Yasmin and Rilo Cairo Mentor.
Okay, guys, I'm preparing for a discussion for this book in Rukn Yasmin. Thursday, 27th of August. If you are following our Facebook page, you will get notified when we post the link to our discussion. So save the date, Thursday, 27th of August. If you want to hear more about the book and what other readers think of it, yet there is a warning, the session or the discussion will be in Arabic.
Yeah.
So if you are okay with that, you are most welcome to join us. If not, it's totally okay. We will have our discussion, as we said, Tuesday,
September
1st
1st.
of September.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Perla. Thank you so much. Yes, okay, guys. They have no questions, Yasmin. You covered everything nearly. Okay, just stop sharing, Yasmin, to take a group photo.
Okay.
Yeah. Feel free to switch on your cameras, guys, to join us in our group photo.
Thank
and
you,
don't
guys.
forget next time to put a profile pictures for yourselves, just to be able to capture you. Stop sharing it. Yeah. You're sharing it. Yes. Hi, Perla. Nice to meet you. How are you doing? Yeah, that's a great opening camera. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Omar. Yes. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Hope you enjoyed
Hello,
today's
Mr.
session,
Khamis.
and
Yes.
I'm looking forward to our next gathering. Stay safe and sound, and I think it's time for our group photo.
Yes. Cheese, guys. Yay. That's great. Sounds good. Just a minute. Thanks up. Come on. Anyone else is going to switch on his camera? Yes, I got it. Thank you, guys. Nice photo and nice gathering. Thank you so much.
Please,
Yasmine.
Anan, don't forget to send it to me. And it was, I really enjoyed today's session. Hope you did as well. Thank you,
Yeah.
Anan. Thank you all who have joined us today. Hope you enjoyed your time, and till see you next time. Bye.
See you all. Bye. See you.